Good Wednesday afternoon. It's a gloomy March 19th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in to the newest edition of my Alaskan Landmarks and Trails Less Traveled series. It's been about 3 years since I first started making videos for that playlist, and I haven't made anything for a while dedicated for that one. So today we're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to bring you a revisit to the Wasilla Caboose at Nunley Park. So you might have noticed right off the bat, compared to the video I did 3 years ago of the Wasilla Caboose, orange barrier and mesh going all the way around that. Well, let's go look over here, and just behind this caboose you can see Town Hall, and you see there's no trees. Well, recently the city of Wasilla has cut all the trees down as the beginning stages of remodeling and updating this park. With it, they're going to put all new equipment in, new landscaping, new slides, I think, and everything else. But they are going to be removing the Wasilla Caboose. And the reason why is because the city has declared this a safety hazard. Supposedly there's asbestos still in the car. I'm not quite sure if there really is or not. Lack of steps. They're just concerned that little kids can fall and get hurt on this. The other thing why it's going to be removed is it doesn't really have any historic ties to Alaska, and I'm gonna get to that here in just a moment. So the Wasilla Caboose, for those that may not be aware, this one was never ever used by the Alaska Railroad. It has never rolled over the Alaska Railroad, never owned, never operated, nothing to do with the Alaska Railroad. So what's it doing here? So sometime in the late 1980s, I don't know the exact year, this caboose, along with possibly 2 to 4 others, came to Alaska, and they are purchased by various McDonald's locations. This one being in the Wasilla location, just to the south of me, a little bit, about a half mile. Then there was one in Eagle River, and there was one somewhere in South Anchorage. I've been told that there may have been 5 of these that came to Alaska, though I don't know where they all were. But I have heard multiple times 3 cabooses, so I tend to think that there may have only been 3 of these that came to Alaska. This is an old caboose that was built by the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. If you're old enough, you'll recognize that jingle. It was built sometime after the end of World War II. The trucks have a build date of June 1946. However, there is no road number or any sort of information on this caboose, so I do not know how old it is or when exactly it was built. Other than the research that I've done and speaking with a couple of Santa Fe historians who have confirmed this is an old Santa Fe caboose, is it's unknown with the years. So we're just going to say between 1946 and 1949 this was built. And towards the end of the 70s and 80s, Santa Fe started selling off a lot of their cabooses, along with other railroads. They were retiring them and they were selling them. And from what I understand, various McDonald's locations, they bought cabooses as well as some old coaches or diners, and they remodeled the interiors for dining service, and they would have events. They were used for events like birthday parties or get-togethers, play dates, things like that. It was geared for little kids, and the thought was it was a way to preserve America's railroading heritage by purchasing these cabooses or other pieces of rolling stock and using them in their business. So Alaska got some of these brought up. This one sat at Wasilla, the Wasilla location, for many years. Then a second caboose showed up that, from what I understand, that was the Eagle River one. So there was two cabooses at the Wasilla McDonald's for a short while, late 90s, then sometime in the early 2000s, maybe prior to 2001, maybe 2002, the cabooses were sold from McDonald's and they were moved to a location, down this road a ways to a lot next to the Mugshot Saloon bar. And one left, the one from Eagle River left and was bought by a hotel out in Big Lake. Floaters, I want to say. I don't think that's the right name of it. I think I'm mixing it up. But there's a hotel out in Big Lake, and they bought the Eagle River caboose, and it's sitting out there still to this day, intact with the McDonald's interior. And then this one came back to this park. I think City of Wasilla purchased it. Someone told me for like $10,000. I don't know. But so it sat here in the park, and they did a little bit of work on the park, some upgrading, if you will, around that time. So the Wasilla Caboose was put here. It was painted, and they had a couple of signs, Wasilla Railroad, and then they had the city seal that were put on there. The windows were blanked out, and I think a couple of the steps were removed. So we're going to circle around here and get some close-ups of the car here. And you can see already that it's in really poor shape. A lot of the brake rigging is missing. It's gone. All the air reservoirs, all the tanks, all the plumbing, rigging, everything is gone. There's only one knuckle, and that's welded. That's the only step. That's the only step there. And this is my son James, my youngest. Say hi, James.
Hi.
Hi. And he loves trains too, so that's pretty cool. We're going to take a look at the truck here. There's a build date down at the bottom, 6/46. Then on the top there, you see AT and SF Railway CS 2734. This is a solid bearing or plain bearing. Some other folks might call them friction bearing. You can see that it's packed full of rock. It's been a long time since these wheels have moved. Look underneath here, and you can see there's really not much in here. Missing most of the springs on this one right here. I don't know what's up with this platform. I know that there was a ramp. That's why there's a break in that fence right there. There was a ramp that came off. And that's how folks that relied on wheelchairs, that's how they came up and down this the ramp to the caboose. Coupler pocket in here. You look down the frame there. I don't know what's inside. I'm pretty sure there's nothing. I'm not sure what that electrical box is, but the city put that in. All the windows are boarded over. You can look a little on the inside and see there's plywood. So it has plywood boarded up on the inside and the metal plates over it. And as mentioned, there's no road number or anything associated with this car that I've ever found. Though online, I have found through a Santa Fe Historical Society group, this caboose is listed on there, just unknown. This is one of the very few pieces of rolling stock that you'll find in Alaska that was not used by Alaska Railroad or ever traversed the Alaska Railroad. See a little bit of yellow, that's McDonald's yellow. One last look here. Oops. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in and giving this video a watch. I hope you all enjoyed it, found something interesting. Keep your eyes out for more videos that I'll be making. I'll be continuing on the Alaskan Landmarks and Trails Less Traveled series on Railroad Mike's Alaska. Have a great evening, folks. Take care.